Welcome to our deep relaxation class.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for choosing to tune in to another one of our deep relaxation sessions. My name is Brian, and I'll be your facilitator for today. If you haven't already, please prepare a comfortable, clean space where we can practice together. If you wish, you can sit on the floor or up on a bolster or cushion. If you're more comfortable to sit at the edge of a chair while we warm up, you're welcome to do so as well. So when you're ready, just find that comfortable seated position. Just kind of start to rock forward and back, gently side to side, making any little adjustments you need to in your seat so it can feel a little more sustainable and comfortable. I've actually got my hips about 5 inches off of the floor here, so my hips can be right above my knees, and that allows me to sit here more comfortably. It might not be accessible for everyone to sit kind of crisscross applesauce, in which case you could actually just sit at the edge of a chair or just sit with your legs extended out in front if that's most comfortable. Without further ado, we'll get started. We'll start with just a centering breath awareness practice. Without trying to modify, change, or write a story about your breath, just take a moment to be quiet, to be still, and just listen to what your natural breath sounds like now. Very good. Continue to watch as your breath arises and departs. Let go of any of the cares or worries of the past or anticipation of the future, and allow yourself to just enjoy this present moment. There's a gratitude that accompanies this presence. When we're able to tap into the here and now, we automatically enter into a state of gratitude, a state of awareness. That doesn't mean that everything that we're feeling right here and right now is something that makes us feel happy. But when we really settle into the here and now, we can always try and find something to be grateful for. And when we invite gratitude and meet it in the present, some of those other things that might have happened in the past seem less heavy. Some of those worries or anxieties of the future seem less daunting and more distant. We'll just take about 20 more seconds of silence to cultivate our intention and to meet gratitude in the present. If your eyes are closed, you can gently open them. If you prefer to have your eyes closed, that's fine. Just listen carefully to the sound of my voice. We'll begin warming up by simply sitting tall and relaxing our shoulders back and down if they aren't already. I encourage you to just periodically check in with your shoulders, with your jaw, and with your face. Unintentionally, sort of habitually, these areas can start to clam up or tense or tighten. And we want to encourage the shoulders, jaw, and face to remain relaxed and at ease through the whole of our practice. We're going to begin with some simple clockwise body circles, circling over our tailbone and sitting bones, gently cultivating some motion, some range of motion, some movement in and around our hips and lower back, up through our torso. You can let the hands rest on the knees or lap, or just lightly rest on the floor beside you. Keep your spine long with the crown of your head extending straight from the base of the spine, trying not to round through the spine very much, if at all. When you're ready, you can slowly come back to stillness, pause, sit up tall. You can gently pick up your shoulders, and as you exhale, relax them back and down. When you're ready, start with those counterclockwise circles, circling in the opposite direction you just did. Gently warming up the back and hips. Gently inviting in some movement through the torso. Continue to stay aware of your breath. And if your mind wanders at all, bring it back to your breath. The motion, the movements, the physical aspect of our class is guided by the breath. The breath is like the conductor of this wonderful orchestra, which is our body. It sings through the movements as it's conducted. Gently come back to center. Inhale, reach your hands high overhead. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And then exhale, gently press your palms out to the side in a T shape. Gently drop right ear to right shoulder. Tuck the chin. Tilt the chin away. Stretch your eye gaze to try and find that right shoulder. And then right hand thumb. Stretch the eyes once more. Find right shoulder and right hand thumb. Bring the head and neck back to center. Slowly press the palms away and repeat on the other side. Gently dropping left ear towards left shoulder. Gently tuck the chin and tilt the chin away. Slowly tuck the chin and tilt the chin away. Stretch the eyes, find left shoulder, find left hand thumb. Again, find left shoulder and left hand thumb. Eye gaze back to center, head and neck back to center. Relax the hands down. We're going to move on to our hands and knees to continue our warming up. We'll start to warm up the spine next with our cat and cow stretch. So when you're ready, come onto your hands and knees. If you need to, you can bring a blanket to place underneath of your knees. Hands stacked right under the front of the shoulders, knees under hips. As you inhale, melt the belly down towards the floor, let the belly sag. Intentionally begin to tilt the tailbone up and away, really accentuating that curve in the lumbar spine. Simultaneously pull the elbows together, lift the chest, gently turn the eyes up as you lift the chin. And then exhale, tuck the chin in, scoop the tailbone under, sucking the belly button up and into the spine. And then inhale, reverse, and repeat. We call this our cow stretch. And then exhaling into that cat stretch. Continue at the pace of your own breath. Repeat that twice more, 2 more cycles. Cat and cow. 4 more movements total, 2 cycles. And this time, just tuck the toes under, gently sink the weight of the hips back towards the feet, stretch the hands out in front, lower the forearms down, and relax your forehead to the mat for child's pose. Slowly return to your hands and knees. We're going to prepare for our first downward facing dog stretch. So now we're going to just walk our hands out until we're in like a modified push-up position. This is about the spacing we want between our hands and feet. Tuck the toes under, come up into that full plank, and then slowly you can bend the knees. Start to pick up the hips, lifting the hips high like you're pitching a tent. You're making this pyramid shape with your body, with your belly button near the peak of that pyramid. Keep the elbows pulled in tight, grip the floor with the fingertips, pressing the palms down, and just slowly straighten one leg while you bend the other, starting to warm up your calves and hamstrings. Slowly walk your feet up in between the hands, come into a standing forward fold. Inhale up halfway, lengthen the spine. You're hinging from the hips, shoulder blades together, and then exhale, relax the hands back down. Inhale, come all the way back to standing, hands rise last. Exhale, hands rest in front of the chest. Very good. We'll move into a round or two of sun salutations next. So you can have your yoga blocks and props close by, but off of the mat. If you had a blanket down for your knees, you can move that now. All right. So we'll begin by standing near the top of our mat. Exhaling with the hands at the center of the chest. Inhale, reach the hands up, press the hips forward gently, open the heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward, fingertips melting down towards the floor. Inhale up halfway, pull the shoulder blades together, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, release, keep a soft bend in the knees to protect the lower back. And this time, step the right foot far back, slowly lower that right knee to the mat. Stay here with fingertips on floor, or if you wish, inhale and lift the chest, reach the hands overhead. Continue to gently press the hips forward and down, feeling that long stretch in the hip flexor there, that right hip flexor. Slowly lower the hands down to frame that front foot. Tuck the back toes, pick up that front foot, step it back to that downward dog shape. Gently turn the head yes and no, let the head and neck relax. Slowly lower down to knees, chest and chin, and then scoop the hips forward as you pull your shoulder blades together. Head, neck, and chest lift for our baby cobra pose. Really focusing on the engagement in the shoulders and upper back, pulling the shoulder blades together. You can rest lightly on fingertips, palms on the floor, or you can bring the hands off of your mat if you want to work those shoulder blades a little more. This is great for strengthening the upper back and helping to reverse forward rounded shoulders. Place the hands back down, tuck your toes, come back into child's pose for a moment. Take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, shift forward into that modified plank and then back up to downward dog once again. Good job. When you're ready, step that right foot forward in between the hands. Help it there. Slowly lower that left knee to the mat. Inhale when you're ready. Hands reach up and overhead. Hips gently pressing forward. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Back foot steps forward, standing forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Hands rise last. And exhale, hands return to the center of the chest. Round two, make any adjustments you need to continue. You need to grab a drink, you can. When you're ready, inhale, float the hands back up, little back bend here. Exhale, hinge from the hips, standing forward fold. Slowly step the left foot far back this time, lower left knee down. Inhale, hands sweep up. Exhale, hands touch in front of the chest. We're going to move into our prayer lunge twist, turning to face over that front leg. You can bring the back of the left arm across the top of that right quadricep. You can stay right here. If you wish, you can lift the back knee off of the mat. If you wish, you can open the top and or bottom arm. These are all just options. Find where it is most sustainable for you or what feels best for right now. Slowly come back to center. Reach the hands up and overhead. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Your choice, shift forward into plank for upward facing dog or lower down like we did before for cobra. For upward facing dog, the knees are lifted, the hips scoop forward, the shoulder blades pull together. When you're ready, slowly return to child's pose or down dog. This time we're going to step the left foot forward, lower the right knee down, frame that front foot with the hands, and we'll move into our prayer lunge twist on this side. Inhaling, hands overhead, hands come together. Slowly rotate through the torso to face over to the left. You can repeat on this side as you did the other side. Slowly untwist, return to center, hands come up and overhead. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. We'll step the front or the back foot forward. Back foot steps forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, return to standing. And exhale, hands rest in front of the chest. So we'll just have one standing pose. We'll move into a triangle pose today. Nice side body and hip opening stretch. So standing wide on your mat with your feet outside of shoulder distance. We'll start with our right foot. We're going to turn our right foot out so that our right foot is perpendicular to the left. All right, adjust the left foot so that works. You're going to have your heel intersect with either the arch or heel of the left foot. All right, so your feet are going to come in at an angle like that. All right, now we need to bring our attention up into the hips. I want to try and keep these hips open and facing forward. Watch this front knee that it doesn't collapse inward. You can bring a little bend in that knee, just a micro bend so the leg's not hyperextended. We don't want a deep bend in the leg like we would for a warrior two. Instead, we're just going to focus on keeping a little bend in the leg versus hyperextending like that. So just a little bend there allows us to have more control over the leg and knee joint. All right. From here, we're going to bring our attention up into the hips, start to shift the hips back towards that left heel. Like you're really pushing the hips and just kind of hinging off to the side. Now, it's not about how far you can reach this right hand down. Your right hand might just stay right here at knee level. It might come down to the shin. What you're going to focus on is this openness through the hips and the stretching and reaching up with that left hand. So that left hand's going to reach up. You're slowly going to reach down with that right hand, focusing on opening through the hips here, turning that left shoulder to face the ceiling. Remember to breathe. Keep your breathing relaxed. You can look down at the floor for a little extra balance support. When you're ready, bring left hand to left hip. Slowly bring a deep bend in that front leg. Sweep the right hand up. Take a little counter stretch, reaching that right hand back and overhead. Slowly relax the hands. Rotate both set of toes to face forward. Gently kind of shimmy the hips side to side. And then prepare to reset. So as we reset, we're going to shift our attention over to this opposite foot now. We're going to turn the other set of toes to face what we'll call forward, turning those left toes out. Again, we have a heel to heel or heel to arch intersection. All right. Hips are going to stay open here. We're going to keep that little tiny bend in the front leg. And then slowly we're going to start to shift our hips back in the direction of that right heel. Keeping chest lifted, spine extended long. You can slowly start to reach this right hand up and gently hinge from that side body, lowering your left hand down. Keep that left shoulder pointed towards the right shoulder pointed towards the ceiling. Left shoulder gently reaching down towards, in extension through the fingertips, left heel. When you're ready, you can bring right hand back down to right hip. Slowly bring a deep bend in that left leg. Sweep the left hand up and back and overhead. Relax both side of hands, turn both set of toes forward. Gently walk the feet in towards one another. Pick up the shoulders, palms turn forward. Exhale, relax down through the fingertips, relaxing the shoulders. We'll do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Slow breath in, pull the shoulders up. Exhale, relax the shoulders back and down. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Wonderful. We'll come to sit now with our legs extended out in front. You might like to keep a couple of props close by. For myself, I like to fold a blanket. So it just gives me about an extra inch here to lift my hips onto. And then go ahead and keep a couple of blocks close by. These props will come in handy, especially if you have really tight hamstrings or if your lower back has been giving you any kind of problems with being sort of locked up. So what we can do is kind of modify by bringing a little bend in the knees and bringing these blocks right underneath the knees. I'm going to get the same kind of benefit for a lower back stretch and hamstring release in this standard forward fold, but it's going to be a little bit safer for my body to have these extra props here. So you might not need those, but these are just great little tips to incorporate as needed. All right, so I'm going to roll up onto the sitting bones there. I feel how that kind of takes me from a slouch into a tall seat, shoulders back and down. I'm going to start with a nice easy breath in, let the hands reach up. And then exhale, gently start to fold forward, fingers towards toes. It's okay if they don't reach. And then again, just like a flowing wave, swelling up and then rolling down. Now, the whole time we're hinging from our hips and not rounding in the spine. So the spine should stay relatively straight here. And inhaling, gently flowing up. We're going to do this for about 60 seconds to maybe about a minute and a half. So just follow your own breath. And when you find like that you're in a place where you've warmed up and it feels sustainable and you just want to rest, just tuck the chin in and rest. If you prefer a dynamic movement like the one we're working through now, you can continue that through the whole duration. Slowly inhale, return to your tall seat. Gently move your props back off to the side and go ahead and rest on your back with your feet on the floor. Let your feet come about as wide as your mat or maybe just gently outside of your mat. And let the knees stack in towards the midline, just resting against one another, letting the weight of each other keep the legs propped up. And just gently tilt your tailbone, roll your pelvis away like we did in our cow pose. So you're going to feel how that kind of helps to lift up the arch underneath the lower back. And then just gently relax that and just ever so slightly tuck the pelvis in, sort of rolling it up like we did in our cat stretch. And then again, just gently repeat this for about the next 4 or 5 breaths. And then when you're ready, just relax in stillness. Make sure the area next to you is clear. Just let your palms rest face up. Let the chin gently tilt away from the chest. And we'll just stay here for about 30 seconds in this constructive rest position. Let your body, mind, and breath begin to relax. Feel your lower back supported by the floor beneath you. Feel all points of contact with your body and the floor relaxing very deeply now. Let your face relax. Feel the lips become light, teeth unclenched. Just feel an expression of serene contentment on your facial features. Feel a freedom and a lightness with each breath. Feel the blessing of this present moment. When you're ready, you can gently begin to hug one and then both knees in towards the chest. Just gently rock side to side, massaging the lower back on the mat. Making little circles with the lower back. If you haven't already, just reverse the direction of those circles. And we'll make our way into a happy baby pose. This is a great stretch for the inner thigh and groin and hips. To do this, we'll bring our legs to the outside edge of our arms, knees almost like they were going to come outside the elbows or to the shoulders. We'll use our hands to reach down and grab a hold of either the big toe or the outside edge of the feet. And then we're going to flex our feet up towards the ceiling, keeping a deep bend in the knees. If this is too difficult, you can simply wrap your arms around the back of the hamstrings and keep your tailbone resting towards the floor while you hug the knees towards the shoulders. If you wish, you can straighten one leg and pull that hip down towards the floor. It's going to give you a little bit of a hamstring stretch there. When you're ready, you can release and bring your feet back to the floor. Let your arms come out to the side in a T shape and just gently windshield wiper the knees to hover about 8 inches off of the floor. Just gently resetting the lower back again. And we're going to prepare for a lying down twist. This will be one of our final stretches for this class. Then we'll move into a guided meditation. So just make sure you've got enough room from side to side so you can perform this stretch. We're going to bring our arms out to that T shape again, hands extended right at shoulder height. All right, it's important to keep both shoulder blades on the floor, even if the knees don't all the way touch the floor. And I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to lift my knees up so that my shins are parallel with the floor and my knees are stacked over hips. Now I'm just going to simply scoop my hips up and let my knees lower over to the left. So my hips are going to lift up, scoot to the right, so that my knees have a little more room to drop to the left. Keeping both shoulder blades on the floor. Now I notice that my knees don't comfortably really rest on top of each other, so I'm just going to bring a little cushion or beanbag or something to rest in between those knees and make this a little more sustainable. You can get more of a stretch to the lower back if you hug the knees in closer towards the chest, or you can just focus on that gentle torso mobility and stretch for the organs by keeping the knees where they're at, or even a little further away from the chest. To complete the stretch, you might look over your right shoulder. Let the eyes relax and close. Slowly bring your head and neck back to center. Gently unstack the knees and bring them back to center. Re-square your hips, picking those up and recentering them as well. So go ahead and recenter on your mat and we'll prepare for that twist in the other direction. Knees stacked over hips, shins parallel, arms out to the T. We're going to go ahead and scoot the hips over to the left this time and let our knees fall over to the right. Gently bring your head and neck back to center. Slowly recenter the whole body, bringing knees in towards the chest. Re-square your hips and find a comfortable place where you'd like to finish the class, either resting in a classic savasana or, if you wish, a different restorative pose. So we're just going to move through a quick body scan, just something to sort of put the cherry on top of our deep relaxation experience. This final guided relaxation or body scan is just a way to really integrate all the different movements and experiences from our class. So once you're settled into that final relaxation position, we'll begin. I'm going to gently call out different parts of the body. When I do, all you have to do is bring your mental awareness down to that part of your body and just gently give that part of your body permission to relax. Give it a little signal without having to say or do anything that it can just relax and be just as it is. And we'll start this experience by bringing our awareness into the feet. Gently outline your toes and feet, scanning over the arches of the feet, through the soles, around the heel and over the tops. And let your feet and toes relax completely. And continue to scan up into the ankles and all the bones and muscles of the lower leg, up into the knee joints, letting them all relax so completely. Very slowly, like you were gently slipping on a comfortable pair of PJs, just feel that relaxation slip up over the upper legs, into the thighs, the hips, feeling the glutes and hips and pelvic region just relax completely. Settled into the floor, supported, relaxed. And like you're gently being submerged in a bath, just feel that relaxation begin to wash up into the belly, into the sides of your torso. With this next passing breath, just feel the whole belly, the rib cage, the torso up into the chest, relax completely. Feeling the back of the body, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, all the way up to the shoulders, supported, nestled into the floor, relaxing where you are. And feel this peaceful relaxation wash over your shoulders, spreading down into the arms, elbow joints relaxed, forearms and wrists, hands and fingers settling in, outlining each fingertip, the palms, the backs of the hands. Feeling all of the arms, elbows, wrists, and hands relaxed. Then gently bring your awareness into your throat. You can invite a little swallow in your throat and let your neck and throat soften. You can gently tilt the chin up away, creating some length and space in the throat. If you need to, you could gently open and close the jaw or make little jaw circles or movement side to side and let your jaw be completely relaxed, unclenched, soft. Maybe even bringing your awareness into the corners of your mouth, Feeling the smoothness of your lips turn up into a gentle smile. Facial features all relaxing now, effortlessly relaxed. Feeling this lightness wash up into the crown of the head. Your whole body relaxed in a cocoon of light and warmth. Entire body totally relaxed. You can bring your awareness into your breath now. And just enjoy some slow, deep breaths. Just observe as the breath flows in. And observe as the breath flows out. You'll notice that as the breath begins to be moderated and relaxed, we begin to have more space between our thoughts, and that our minds start to be calm and clear, like a beautiful mountain lake. We'll just enjoy another minute of silence while you rest here and relax, gently observing your breath or resting in a spaciousness between. Gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Allow your breath to begin to deepen. Feel how the chest and belly expand and rise with each inhalation. And feel how the chest and belly relax and descend with each exhalation. Begin to create a mental outline of your whole body resting in whatever position it's in. Start to bring your conscious awareness back into each part of your body. Give permission to each part to be refreshed and to receive all the benefits of this relaxation. You can very slowly, without any rush at all, start to move little parts of the body, beginning in the extremities like the fingers and toes. Of course, if you're not ready to come back yet, you're welcome to stay and rest for as long as you need to. When you're ready, you can Gently roll over to one side and start to make your way back into a comfortable seat or a place where you'd like to close our practice. To close our practice, we'll bring our hands to touch in front of the heart, taking away, if not anything, the one reminder to meet gratitude in the present. Let the head bow towards the heart. Feel that wellspring of gratitude and love coming out of your heart now. We'll enjoy one more breath together, exhaling completely and then inhaling deeply. Namaste. The light inside of me sees and smiles at that light inside of you. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again.